back on Pet Pals TV. I'm getting some licks.
You are.
I'm getting some licks here. KJ is our kitty correspondent, of course, and this is Grayson. You've seen him before. He's been on many times. Do I taste good? Do I? I do. And tell us about the new kitty.
Yes, so this is his brother Giles, who just turned 8 months old.
Wow.
And he's happy to be here making biscuits in his bed.
Look at that.
Giles has a sister named Buffy, and she's a little feistier, so I didn't know if she'd want to be on set, but Giles seems to be just fine.
Okay, wonderful. And how many kitties do you have?
We have 7. Yes.
Seven. I have 2, and that's a lot
It's a
with
lot.
2 dogs.
Yes.
But 7 kitties, my heavens. So you are qualified, and what we're going to do today is so cute. We're going to have some questions that some of the viewers sent in to you. So take it away.
Yes, so as your kitty correspondent, I do get lots of questions, and I appreciate that. You can always submit those at petpalstv.com. Our first one comes from Jeannie, who asks, how do I stop my cat from waking me up at 4 a.m.?
Uh-oh.
Wouldn't that be nice? There is actually a few things that you can do to help get your cats on your schedule. One of the things that you can do is before bedtime is have a nice play session with them. So if you wear them out before bedtime, and you don't need to do a lot. I mean, if you give them 15 minutes of running to where they're like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
They want to sleep. I mean, if you think about it, our cats are really only awake about 6 to 8 hours a day.
I was just going to say, they sleep a lot.
Yeah. But the other thing, if your cat is waking you up, and I'll tell you, this is from my experience, because this guy wakes me up at 4 a.m. If they're waking you up because they want to eat, that's very instinctual. They hunt at dusk and dawn, so that's why they're up. Like, naturally, their body's like, time to go find some food. There are some really wonderful timed feeders, including ones like I have for him, because he can only have wet food because he has no teeth. You can put a little ice pack in the bottom, still put that wet food out, and just set a timer for like around 3 so they get a meal, but they don't wake you up.
And the other thing that they wake you up at 4 in the morning is if they go,
That
even with my hearing aids out, I can hear that.
I mean,
we need to zip along here.
Yes,
What's next?
yes, ma'am. Joe asks, he said, my new cat seems to be a nervous eater, looking up and around a lot. Anything I can do? And the answer to that is yes. Vets are encouraging cat owners to feed their cats on plates, not bowls.
Oh.
And the reason that is, and you can see, Giles has these fabulous whiskers. These whiskers are always surveying information. They're checking the wind. They're checking to see if they can get in spaces. And eating is a vulnerable position for them. So their whiskers are letting them know if they're safe. So if they're hitting that bowl, they're looking up. So it's a distraction. So put your cat's food on a plate, and they should calm down quite a bit.
And I do know that the whiskers let them know if they can get their bodies in, because the whiskers should be as long as their body, or as fat as their body is. Okay, final one. Let's go.
Yes. Belinda asks, my cat does not like catnip. Is that weird? Belinda, it's actually not. Only about 60% of cats respond to catnip. So it's okay if yours doesn't. But I do have a couple of things you can try. There is an alternative called silvervine and one called valerian root. And those seem to affect other cats who maybe aren't affected by catnip. So if you really want to, see if you can get them playful and having fun, and catnip doesn't work, those are a couple of options.
Okay, very good. Well, I got a bath here on my hand.
You got a bath and I got biscuits.
Oh, I see what you did there. KJ, send your questions into her. Go find her on petpalstv.com. And we thank you so much, our kitty correspondent. And we'll be back with more.